1 second.
Now, so this might be the ladder that I'm climbing. Like I said, you see what I'm representing right now. So this might be the ladder that I'm climbing. We know that Errol Spence, Dennis Ugas, none of these fights would have manifested if Keith Thurman didn't lose to Manny Pacquiao. So there was a shift in matchups once when I fell out of championship status. So I had the WBA, I had the WBC, I relinquished the WBC. Nobody beat me for the WBC world title, you know. So those belts I want back in my possession. I do like the fight with Terence Crawford, but we'll just have to see what opens up, what really negotiates, how stubborn we get when it comes to what kind of split there is. You know, it's just business from here on out. I do like the fight, though. Thank you for the question.
All right, so that was Keith Thurman. I know you couldn't see it, but that was Keith Thurman flashing his WBC medallion, saying basically that no Crawford next. Be right back. Craig and Day, y'all keep ducking and dodging. I've been ducking and dodging me for the longest. So y'all know what time it is. One time turn to run time, turn to duck time. But like I said before, he don't control his own destiny though. Right? I told y'all what I heard. I heard that I heard that when Terence turned down the latest offer from Errol Spence a couple weeks ago, whatever it was, the latest offer was 80-20. It's what they offered him to fight Errol Spence. And, he said no, right? And they said that they would revisit the negotiations after the Ugas fight. Now, my thing is revisiting the negotiations after the Ugas fight is just, it's a good, it's a question. You feel what I'm saying? And the question is, if Errol wins and looks impressive, well, I got a video coming about that too. Rumor, just in case I don't mention it. If Errol wins and looks impressive, don't you think the split did turn to like 90-10? So either way, they don't want to fight you. And this is what this is not from the press conference I posted up, but this is what Keith Thurman had around his neck at the post press conference, this WBC medallion. I'm gonna get into the WBC shortly. So this is what he had around his neck. Does your chain hang low? Do we bubble to the floor? Do we hang in the neck? You know what I'm saying? Your medallion laying low. So I'll find a press conference picture shortly. But I just got one. I don't understand how this boxing stuff works. It works on $1. That's why. Everything that this boxing stuff is predicated on, it's predicates on $1. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at the top 40, I don't think they updated for February yet. But if you look at the top 40, Keith Thurman nor Mario Barrios were rated in the top 40. We can go through it. Again, Virgil Ortiz is number 1. Our region follows him. Jerron Ennis, Danny Garcia, Thelani is 5. Josito, Mikey, Ramos. Ed Ramos just lost. He 8. Alexander Boots Putin, Ugas Kavalauskas rounds out the top 10. From 11 to 15, there's Amir Khan, Rashidi Ellis, Kell Brook 13, Stay Honest 14, Cody Crowley 15, who just beat Qdoba. You go 16 through 20, it's Jamal James, Santiago Dominguez 17, Qdoba 18, Rayola Tomisha, Dinyar, Custio, that's around out to 20, then 21 through 30, Custio Clayton, Raul Carrillo, Ahmad El, Keita Obrea, Johan Gonzalez, Maurice Hooker, Charles Halley, 27, Giovanni, Alexis Rocha, 29, Josh Kelly, 30, 31 to 40, Ivan Glue, Karen, Eduardo Shavansky, Michael McKisson, who's 34, is fighting Virgil Ortiz for the right to be Terence Crawford's mandatory March 19th, which is the same day and minutes away from the Jamal Charlo Castanos rematch, all in LA. Then you got another dude, Alami, Taggett, Julio, Dean Sutherland, and Michael Pingo. All rounds out the top 40. Keith Thurman is nowhere to be seen in the top 30 of 40 of ranked contenders. And he gonna pop up, but beating Barrios, who never won the title, and won. How do he move up and still a top contender at 147 pounds? Just let you know how much BS in the game. Keith Thurman should have to fight 3 guys inside the top 15 before he could be a mandatory. I say it again, he should have to fight 3 guys in the top 15 before he a mandatory. I don't care what he did in the past. I don't care what he said, relinquishing his belt. I relinquished my belt. I didn't lose it. Well, you still lost in the DNA fight 2.5 years after that. So you still lost it. And him and Barrios not rated in the top 40. So, like I said, there should be lawsuits filed against WBC, bankrupt them again. Bankrupt them again. What's going on with me? Bankrupt them again and see what happens. But yeah, in my opinion, bro, this is what he had on. He said, "This is what I got on, my WBC medallion." You know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm proud of the route that I'm going. Because he don't know, he don't control his own career. That's why he said that's probably the route that I'm going. He don't control his own career. And I don't think it's not he don't want to fight Bud. I told y'all. And Bud talking about going 154 pounds. How, Sway? They run, what 50 Cent said, I get money. I run New York, PBC, run 54, they run it. And like I said last night, if you missed a stream last night, really good one. As I said last night, they don't have the money. I think that's factual. All the lawsuits popping up. There was another lawsuit that popped up yesterday about PBC. They shared it in their Discord. About the law. I think it's the same lawsuit. I think it's definitely the same lawsuit, bro. I think whoever shared in the Discord. So yeah, it's the same lawsuit, yeah. So like I said before, it was hit with a lawsuit for buying and reselling the ticket. So like they do having money problems, bro. The dude said he put like 1 million, allegedly to the article. He put like 1.4 million or 3.3 into and this is the picture I was looking for. I couldn't find this picture for nothing. Like I knew it was gonna pop up when I went looking for it. No, that's not the picture, my bad. But he said he put like 1.3 in the tickets, and he was promised $5 million for a flip, and they ended up paying $200,000 for buying, and buying a whole bunch of tickets up for Logan Paul and Mayweather fight. Then they said they told him that he'd get his money back on the Ugas Pacquiao fight. Then he told him he'd get his money back on Wilder Fury 3, and he said he never got a return on his 1.3. It was supposed to be $5 million on the buying and reselling the tickets. So PBC scamming the fans now, allegedly. They buying up all the tickets and reselling them. And that's when, and people talking about Keith Thurman is a bigger Crawford, not a big enough star. Crawford filled that same venue up. That damn near was a sellout, not a sellout. He filled that venue up, and it had more excitement. And Keith Thurman had more Latinos on the undercard, and he had a better undercard, and he had the great Leo Santa Cruz as a co-feature. Crawford had no card like that with all them great Latinos, Jesus Ramos, Leo Santa Cruz on the undercard. You know what I'm saying? They was banking all night on that undercard. Keith Thurman said, it's a great undercard. Terence didn't have none of that. He had Shitty Sean Porter, who y'all say, Shitty Sean. Y'all say, Sean can't sell out a family dinner. You know what I'm saying? And him and Sean filled that joker up. And the electricity, like I said, for Bud fights are second to none. You can't find that feeling. Keith Thurman fight didn't have that feeling. You know what I'm saying? It was a solid fight. And Keith Thurman is not a bigger star than Terence Crawford. You talking about the numbers he did with Danny and Sean. He had the platform, and none of them fans translated to pay-per-view. I don't care if it was 2 years later, a year later, 5, 6, 20 years later. Mike Tyson still had 1 million people buy his pay-per-view from 30, 40 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And Keith Thurman couldn't get them $5 million or whatever, how many pay-per-viewerships he did with Sean and Danny to buy his pay-per-view. Him and Sean did something like 3. You know, let me see. Him and Danny did like 5. Him and Sean did 3.1 million on like it was on regular TV. Garcia fight peaked at 5.1 and did 3.7. And none of them show up for this fight last night. So Keith Thurman ain't a big enough star to get in the ring with Errol Spence. I don't even need to know what the pay-per-view numbers look like. Because they look Tank S in my opinion. I know they do. They gonna lie and say they 150, 200. No, then everybody named mama know it was empty seats all through there. Ain't nobody in Vegas care about that fight. They gave tickets away again. And they say, you know, a lot of that money, somebody say the cable companies take 10% off the top or something like that. I think Lavin said he read an article where it says the cable companies take 10 off. So they don't split the whole pot. I knew they didn't. So the cable company, they take 10 off the top. Then the fire split to 45%, and then the promoters take 45. So they split half the pot. So everybody doing this math and don't know how the business go. I knew they didn't take half the pot. That's just logical thinking. Fox got to get paid. Al got to get paid. And I know Fox already had the TV rights. And that's a big reason they get the money. That's a big reason PBC, if they get TV rights, they have some money. If you notice PBC on their Twitter page, they posted a lot of pictures about the fight. PBC on Fox posted the actual highlights. So Fox PBC probably get the television rights, and that's where a lot of the money in it as well. So they take the 10 and the television rights, and PBC take the 45, and the fighter split the 40. Ain't nothing to split here. The promoter probably keep the gate. They might break the gate down to the fighter some, but like I said before, ain't nothing to get here. He gonna walk away with him at the best $1.5 million. Because they got to break that pot up. So if they want to keep losing money, fine. And they gonna keep losing money. Though, because nobody care about Earl and Keith. Not like they used to. People gonna order it, but you know, it ain't gonna do the 500 he did with Manny Pacquiao. At all. Keith Thurman sold right here that nobody cared he fighting. You know, his Pacquiao fans didn't translate to this fight from 2.5 years ago, whatever it's been. You know, he didn't. So all this, you know, Crawford and the star, that stadium was empty for a pay-per-view event. And when he fought asleep to Lopez, that joker was empty. So he ain't no star. They talking about, oh, Bob didn't do this. Bob did a better job than Crawford and him. And Crawford ain't seen a $750,000 check since his when he first came to HBO days. Crawford seen way more than that. People say, why you talk about the money? Because they talk about the money. That's why. They interest in money. $750,000, bro. That's what you made last night. And a little bit of back end money. You might get the 1.5. You get a piece of the gate and a little bit of pay-per-view money y'all sold. Come on, you out here getting, you know, Devin Haney out here getting more than you. That's crazy. And I just let you know everything Adrian Broner said to Queen's Flip, factual. Everything he said is factual. That man got the same jacket he had on 5 years ago when that Mexican and Sean Porter pulled up on him. You know, 6-7 years ago. Bro, you ain't gonna have to get back in the ring, to be honest. And they might not guarantee him a lot of money in there with Errol Spence. You better hope Errol Spence win, because Ugas win, it's gonna be another $750,000 payday, nigga. You know, now you can't go out there and make money with Bud. Now, you know, if I'm Bud, bro, I'm not signing up for $750,000. I fight in Dubai with Regis Progress and Christian Shields and all of them overseas before I take that low ball offer. Because they ain't got the money, they gonna fall anyway. I just gotta stay active and stay patient. I don't see why they don't lease these fighters out to Eddie, but he know what happened to him versus Terence Crawford. He knows. You know, people say Keith got a high boxing IQ. He make a lot of basic fundamental mistakes. You know what I'm saying? He started when he usually fade from that second half of the round 6 and 12. You know what I'm saying? He admitted that he fade, but you know, but it got worse this fight. Josito clocked him. You know what I'm saying? He showed him Pacquiao fight. If he need to win rounds, he can bite down and win rounds. But like I said before, his conditioning is terrible. And if conditioning ain't increased by this time, you know, by the Pacquiao fight, then he talking about he been reluctant to try interval training, and he been reluctant to try high altitude training. It's a wrap. You just don't have conditioning. He said coming into this fight, his stomach was sore. You know, his core was sore or tender already. Like I said before, bro, he can't take body shots. He don't have conditioning. He gonna get took out by Bud. Now Errol Spence, different story. He might get took out, but they both starting to fade down the stretch. You know what I'm saying? They both, Errol Spence beating up on Mike and beating up on Danny and fade. They've been here too long. They've been here too long. They're not strong as they once were. No matter how good Keith Thurman looked in the first 5.5 rounds, he faded. Big time versus Mario Barrios. And Barrios just couldn't take advantage of it. It was the cut or whatever it is. You can't fade versus Errol Spence. Terence Crawford. You can't fade versus Ennis Ortiz, them young killers. You can't. But I'm still tripping how he in the top 4, how he not ranked in the top 40. And this is eliminator, right? And he about to fight for a title. He gonna fight the winner of Ugas and Errol is a raw or in the street. That's why I keep yelling, I want a champion next. I want a champion next. Come on. Did I look like a guy who deserves a champion? No. Who fought a guy coming off a loss? No. He throwing this WBC medallion around, bro. It's a joke. When they were prime, they can't afford Bud anyway. You know, and then they won't let nobody else front the money for the fight. Either they won't let Eddie front the money for the fight. So Bud might have to do what Badu Jack, Regis, Clarissa Shields doing, going overseas and bank out that dollar. You know, we talking about these dudes been dancing around each other for 5-6 years now, and ain't nothing been consolidated yet. And all the belts in one person's hand. And they had all the belts on their side of the street at one point, 3 of them on the side of the street. Come on, it's a scam, bro. It's just like they're getting sued for that ticket scam. Fans should be suing for their money back. It's a scam. You know, they never had any intentions to consolidate all the belts. Never. Maybe the WBA, WBC, IBF, but they never had any intentions on getting the WBO. You know, they never had intentions on keeping boxing on TV for free. The intention is always going back to pay-per-view. So like I said before, he can't do what he want to do in his career, and that's just the facts. But hey, let me know what you girls and guys think. Check the Boxing News playlist. Check out the Welterweight playlist. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. If you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request, all my social media links, subscription. Twitter's the fastest way than Facebook and Instagram. Check out my podcast on Spotify, Goodfella TV podcast. Other than that, check out the Welterweight playlist, Boxing News playlist, best way to donate. Comment, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. Go live, drop a video. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Peace.